Hello, nice to see you again. I'm Chris. In this series of tutorial, I will show you how to use Codesys and to make the configurations, to configure the field bus, to make the programming, to use it as a OOP concept program. And I hope you will like my Codesys tutorial series and actually use and by sure you can search many resources in the YouTube or in other website to find the tutorial of Codesys, but I hope you enjoy my series of tutorial. Okay, let's start. Okay, here is my camera. As you see, I'm using a Wago PLC. It is 7508215. It's a very powerful CPU that from my side is very good for the building automations. For the port, they have their net port. They have actually their 4 port. You can set config for separate IP address. You also have a CAN interface, and you can insert the SD card inside. Just very powerful, a very powerful CPU. And as you said before that, now Wago, if you update the firmware to the newest version, then you can use the pure Codesys. You don't need to use eCockpit. So in this series tutorial, I'll use Codesys. And by sure, if you do not have the Wago controller, you can just use Windows. Your Windows runtime for Codesys is also okay. It's up to you, and the field is actually 100% same. Just some configuration you cannot configure. Okay, so let's start. In here, I have a controller, and here I insert 4 slots. The first one is digital input. Here, digital output. It is analog output, and this analog input slot. I will show you how to configure this 4 slot in this Codesys program, in the case project, and create a simple project to show you how you can work with Codesys from start. Okay, so here is my Codesys IDE. The version that I'm using is Codesys 3.5 SP19 patch 1 for 64-bit. Actually, you can use a little bit old version, but as I prefer you use the newest version of the Codesys, then you can get more features and powerful. Okay, so I go to add the project first. Go to Final, New, and here to enter the project name here, demo project, and choose standard project, and press OK. And here it says standard project. You have a pop-up to you need to set what kind of device that you need to use. Actually, not just Wago. For example, you have Auto 22. You will have EXA, some Italian panel. You have a Codesys system with an Italian PLC, and then you have Wago. You have Phoenix Contact. You have even you have Windows and Raspberry Pi. All this device can run Codesys, but they will have, by the manufacturer, you provide their own device file for their Codesys device. Then you need to install it inside your computer to configure a project. For example, here I'm using in this case is a Wago PLC, so I need to go to Wago's download center and then to download their device file and then install in my PC. After you install your PC, that you can select the device that you add before to create your project. But if you don't have Wago PLC or any type of Codesys PLC, but just install Windows, install Codesys in your Windows, you can choose Codesys WinVV X74. This is the same. Okay, so in this video I'm using 7508215. so it's this one, and for the PLC point in is the first default program that you are using. You would like to use the program language you would like to use inside. Then you can choose CFC or FBD, ladder, or SFC. But in this case, I'll use ST. and press OK. Just wait a second, a new project is created. And because this project is from Wago, the device is from Wago, so they have a K-bus. So K-bus, you can image as a intern bus for Wago device to communicate to their slot. Okay, here this is the controller, right? The PFC200 controller. So you can imagine all the slot that install on their right hand side communicate with K-bus. So for example, back of they also have E-bus. So say they have only all their manufacturers have their own internal bus. In the case Wago, just call it K-bus. So in order to care too much, you just need to know, oh, K-bus, so I can directly configure all this slot installed on the right hand side of my Wago PLC. Can directly configure in my Codesys project. Okay, just go back to here, go back to the Codesys project. So what we do first, we can click on the K-bus. So there's some parameters maybe you can set, but I will not touch too much in here. You can just play with it and then to test what happens inside. I just go to right click, add new device. So there's a add device screen is showing here. You can select the modules or slot that you're inserted in your hardware. So in my, for example, when I ship it to my camera, the first one is a DI input with the model number 1417. What I need to do is go here. You can go here to search by one, find one by one, but I'll use search 1417. So this is my DI modules. I just click it. So the first the first DI module is inserted inside your cable system. Just saving for other modules 1516. The second one I insert is a 8 channel of digital output. Do the same thing. Okay, and then I have an analog output. Yes, with model number 597. Just click it. Easy, no big deal. And finally, I have a 471. It is analog input with 8 channel. It's a 4 channel. Great. So I can save my project. So now I configure all my channel in here. So now I will show you how to connect your Codesys ID to the real hardware. Just click on the device. There's a object called a button called scan network. Press it. Then you should find your device is actually at same target. Here is a checkbox. If you click uncheck it, then you search again, then you find all the device, even that device is not matched to your project, but no meaning, right? You cannot download it. So I will check. I always check this box, and I will select PFC200. So this is my controller in here. Then I will press OK. Great. Now here is the gateway is green and the CPU icon is green, so it means the connection is okay. I can press the login button to download the project from my PC to the Codesys controller, in this case Wago. Yes, and turn on the play button, the start button. Wait, this is good. Now you see it in the K-bus is in the green icon, and all the 4 modules also in the green icon. That means the K-bus is working properly, and the identity all these modules is without any error. But while I click on this module, I go to the mapping. It is a tab for you to map the process output or process data to your user program. But you see that now it's not update. That's why, because now we configure the update variables by use parent device settings. So it means that if you don't use the device inside your system, Codesys will not update that I/O. It seems like makes sense, but device on some manufacturer is not possible. But in Codesys it's like this. So what can you do in here? There's some solution that you can. The first one, you can go to device, You can go to PLC setting. You can always update variables. There is an option here. You can search enable to, enable in any time, or you can depends on your tasks. You can, for example, you need to always update this one. You can just go here to search update to. It's also enable to is also okay, but also you can make the mapping. So in this tutorial, I'll show you how to use the mapping method. I told you how to map the data, map the process data to your user program. It's also very easy. So open a PLC program. So there's a two area in your PLC program. This is so this area is for you to define any variables. This is the part for you to program. Okay, so go back to camera. Because my wiring is not very good, this part is I will show you in the next 2 or 3 tutorial. I will just need to control the servo motor, and as you here, this is a small a switch in here. It have a NC contact, NO contact, and also a lamp here. So as you see here, when I press and unpress the button, the LED is changed. Okay, great. So the channel that is connect to this switch is channel 6 and 7, count by 0, and the output is connect to the channel 7 to the output, also count by 0. So what we need to do here, we can slot 1 is equal to byte, slot 2 is also equal to byte. And as you see here, I will take the screen here, then I used to see it do it more easy. Here is byte, although you can set maybe bit by bit, but boot by in boot data, but I always map by byte only, and then you can just directly access the bit inside. So I map these two data. So what the next step, I can open the 7501417 and then click on the variables, double click it. That is a dot bottom here, click here. You can search what kind of data, what kind of process data, what kind of user program variables you need to map. This is slot 1, or you can go to text search. I think it works. Slot 1. Then you can also find slot 1. Okay, slot 1. Great. Now it's map, and go to the second one. Also map it. Great. Download the project again. Now all the mapping is okay, but it seems like it's still not update because we didn't use this device in my program. So I'll show how to program it. It's all very easy. Codesys. Okay, here. And the first one is I would like to define switch status 1 HDUS is a boot type. Switch status to 1 is equal to boot type also. So now I define a switch type. Switch status 1 is equal to boot, and switch status 2 is available with the boot data type. And then I will have a switch lamp is also equal to boot type. That's great. Okay, so what we need, the variables we all define. So when I can start the programming, the first one is just a second. Okay, the first one is I would like slot 1.6 is equal to switch WID is equal to slot 1.6. So what does it mean? It means this. Now I'm trying to access this variable and the 6 bit, the bit 6 of this variable. So if slot 1.0, slot 1.1, slot 1.2, then even until the slot 1.7. Then I can access the data, the bit data, to separate. I mean separate bit inside a byte value. So, but if I want to access slot 1.7, maybe not 8 equal to true, then you get an error because hey, you didn't have this bit inside your variables. So yes, and take carefully, Codesys also count by 0, not count by count from 0, not count from 1. And then we can here status. Did I make some spelling error in here? Yeah. Is equal to slot 1.7. Great. And then now again assign the switch. Okay. I think I make some mistake here. SWITCH underscore name. I make some spelling error in here. So it's that switch lamp is equal to switch status 1, and then finally we will assign 2.7 is equal to switch lamp. Great. All finish. Not so many difficult logic. Just assign the switch name variables that depends on switch status 1 variables, and then we assign this variables value to slot 2.7, the last channel of our output module. Okay, so download project again. Great. Now you see it's being true, and then we open the mapping. Now it's updating. Very good. So we can check the camera. Just let me show the camera here, and then okay, now we see the camera, and press the button. Okay, now see the button is turn on. Press again. Press the other side. The button is turned off. So very simple program, not so big deal. And as you see in Codesys editor, now you see all the status update is update because you map the data, you use the data you use the value inside your program. Okay, I think the tutorial here is enough. I hope you like my video in this time. If you like it, please, I think this video is useful for you, please like it, share it, and comment if you have any problem. And I hope in the next tutorial, in the future, this tutorial, I'll not just focus on the SD, but also for the FBD, on the ladder, on CFC, SFC, something. But I also will show you how to configure the other field bus, how to play with other devices, for example like servo motor with user CAD or Profinet something. But by the way, now in this the first tutorial of Codesys is finished. I hope you like this, and I hope I can see you again. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.